And we're live! The Heck Podcast. We're here with Dustin from Them Fixes.
Hey-o.
Dude, first, where did your name Them Fixes come from?
That's
like,
what we were both wondering.
This.
We talked about, I was like, the main question I have for him is where did that name come from? So.
Okay, so it's a pretty straightforward story. So the band I was in, the Clover Club, that was we had a song called Fixes, and it was kind of one of our. It was near and dear to all three of us. Like we really liked the song, like how it went, everything, and the lyrical content as well. And whenever me and Sean were together rehearsing and stuff, it took us probably a good 2 months to finally land on a name. And I noticed that there was not a band just called like The Fixes, and I was like, but that's just there's another name.
Yeah.
So many
and and there is a The Fix, and they're from the UK, and they're like an older band, and I was like, crap, well, but there's no like The Fixes or this, and Sean just was like, hey, why do we have to use why don't we do like, you know, we're huge Queens of Stone Age, Them Crooked Vultures. He's like, we'll just do them instead of and I was like, Them Fixes, and he was like, and then, bam, sold. And like after that, it was just like, that's it. We're gonna do Them Fixes.
That's awesome,
yeah,
I mean, it has like a southern flair to it as well. Like,
it really does.
Fixes.
Yeah, it kind of plays into that too, which is nice.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes, like, especially with a band name, it's so easy to get lost in a rabbit hole of like, we've got to come up with like the perfect name.
Which I did. I did that. Yeah, I got sucked into that black hole of we're never gonna come up with a good band name, Sean, and then we'd end up throwing out funny names, you know, that we would just laugh about it, you know. So it was like, we'll never get a good name, and well, but we did though. We landed on it. It took a bit, finally got one.
Dude, that's awesome though. So you guys, I mean, I heard that song Things, dude. Freaking awesome song. First
That's
of
the
all,
one you let me listen to. Right?
Thank you. Yeah.
And dude, I hear like, I mean, there's some different influences in there, but do you listen to like Every Time I Die, bands like that at all?
I used to.
Hey, yeah.
I'm a Warped Tour kid.
Yeah.
The last one is this year, so
I know.
I'm conflicted about going. There's a few bands that aren't hitting Nashville that I was just like, ugh. And Motion City Soundtrack, which was my favorite band of that era, they are no longer together. And of course, I love My Chem and The Used. I don't know if The Used is actually playing the Nashville gig.
I know Under Oath was supposed to be on that, and that's one
Under Oath is fantastic.
Yeah, so that was one of the main reasons I wanted to go, but I don't know if they're going to be on the Nashville one.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of bands
because they just released that new album and it's actually pretty dang good. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of mixed reviews on it because I listened to it and I personally dug the new single too. But a lot of people were flaming on it. And I
mean, everybody wants the same thing these days.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And I love when bands evolve their sound, and that's a complete evolution of their sound.
Yeah,
personally, that's what I think. It's a whole new.
It's a progression. Yeah. You have to find yourself, and then sometimes you got to lose yourself.
Yeah.
My the perfect example of that, in just my experience, one of my favorite bands is Brand New.
Oh, dude, yes.
They are the perfect. I always use this example as far as like evolution, and their first album when they put out My Favorite Weapon, it was pop punk to its core. That's what it
started almost.
Yeah, and it was just like, this is fantastic, and then they come out with Deja and Tendu. But then you get tracks like Warnica and like you know, a few of those speckled in there, and you're like, okay, that's a bit odd, and out of place with stuff like Sick Transit Gloria. But anyway, you do that, and then all of a sudden they come out with The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me, and it's mostly like started getting darker. Everything's getting a little darker, a little stranger, and which I love that album too. I prefer Deja over The Kind Devil, which is, I know is blasphemy in some people's eyes, but then Daisy comes out and it's just all weird, and it's just like, but it's good. It's like the good kind of weird, and and I'm not a huge fan of science fiction, which was their last album.
I know, it was kind of, I have mixed feelings on that.
The ones in between there were kind of.
All of this is just out of my reach. I don't really know Brand New that well.
This is Brand New, man.
I mean, in my head, the way you were talking, I was comparing it to the Dillinger Escape Plan, because they sort of went weird like that. Like they started out just chaotic, crazy. I mean, they've kept that, but they brought back a lot of just heavy rock influence and more singing instead of screaming, you know.
You know, like, Okay, so the progression of that a lot of the times ends up going from like they're angry and stuff like that, and then they kind of get a little bit more popular and they kind of like soften up a little bit. Maybe they stop screaming as much or whatever. Like Bringing the Resin, y'all listen to them right? Or like know of them, I guess.
I know of them.
And like, but you know who doesn't do that? The Architects. Have y'all listened to them? Dude.
No, I'm sorry. That one's
yeah. If like they're.
I mean, I will now. Obviously, I'll go check it out for sure.
They're good like workout music and stuff like that. But dude, I've seen them live like 3 times now. Well, no, twice. But dude, oh my god, they are like. They're one of the bands. They started out and they were kind of more like the pop punk / metalish, and they sang, but they screamed, and then they sang a lot too. But dude, now like All Our Gods Have. I think it's All Our Gods Have Abandoned Us is the name of like their last CD or whatever. Just screaming pretty much the entire.
I honestly thought you were gonna say Every Time I Die.
Oh, dude, them too.
Because they've held their grit the whole time.
If anything, they get more dirty. They're just getting dirty, dude.
Oh, what's the name of their newest CD?
Low Teens.
Dude, that CD.
Oh.
I seriously felt like I had like a spiritual experience whenever I first heard it. Like I was driving in my car and I was listening to it and I was speechless. I was like, how is this happening to me? And because they just keep doing that with every CD, it gets better and better.
And they had dude from why can't I think of this? Panic at the Disco. They had him singing on one of their.
What's his name? Do you know his name?
I do not know his name.
I tried thinking of his name the other day and I couldn't remember for the life of me.
That was at the very tail end of when I kind of trailed off. There was A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. I listened to that from front to back. I mean that, and I love From Under the Cork Tree with Fall Out Boy too. So I mean that was kind of once again tail end.
I am not ashamed of saying that. Fall Out Boy, that CD.
Yeah. That's a great
It's so catchy.
Yeah. It is, dude.
I mean,
they definitely perfected their craft with that album.
Yeah. So how did you go about like them fixes? How did it end up turning into a band? Because you were in a band before that, right? And kind of, can you walk us through what happened with that?
Yeah. I mean, it was just what ended up happening was me and Sean just it came down to the decision: do we want to add a third member, or do we want to work on something else? And I was like, I have this idea, and let's try this. And then I sold all my stuff that I wasn't using, and I made my rig happen, and then the rest is just kind of history. Jam room, we just rehearsed and wrote and buckled down for 7 months. It was a rough 7 months. I love performing and playing shows. I really like doing that, so that aspect excites me. So
there's nothing like it, man.
There's nothing.
Live shows are just like, I don't know. It's just a different atmosphere, man.
It is, and just being in the scene and being involved, like around other musicians and like-minded people, or even not like-minded people, you can learn from all of that. So, it's awesome just being around and being in that environment.
Man, like something that really affected me was like, I remember whenever I first like got a legit 9-to-5 day job that I just could not stand. And my first show after having that job and all this responsibility and stuff, my first show back after doing all that, I remember I was on stage and I was playing a song and I was like, I freaking love this. And I love not worrying about work and so I ended up having like this long speech at this concert and I was like, we're all here right now, leaving our jobs behind, and like just went on this whole stupid thing. But dude, it's like, it's such a cool escape, man. I don't know, man. Music's freaking therapy, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Live shows are just even more than that.
Yep. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with it right now too. As far as I call it the big boy job, the 9 to 5. Like it's like I have a set schedule. Thank God I don't have to worry about. Worked retail for 8 years.
Oh man,
So but no, luckily I was very blessed. Love you, Daniel. He was a great boss. He was very understanding, and I worked hard for him. And he in turn, was like, he understood that I had dreams and aspirations of my own, and he worked with me and I worked with him whenever he needed me to as well. So it was a very give and take thing, and I was very lucky to be able to cultivate the years that I was with the club. So it was really awesome. But now I'm kind of in that, not saying that I hate my job, but it is what it is. At the same time, it's like I would rather be on stage or even in a jam room or a studio just we're doing this just doing this. Like I would just rather be doing this.
Exactly,
talking about my passions and whatnot. But that's the goal. Everybody wants to do that. So
Dude, so I haven't really actually been able to talk to a whole lot of other people that are in a two-man band, dude. Tell me about, like, the struggles of it and how you have overcome.
Pros and cons,
definitely,
for sure.
All right, well, okay. So far, the pros, you know, there's less to deal with. You know, it's two people. It's 50-50. So there's still, like, you know, with the cost of things, there's still the burden of divide there. You know, so it's 50-50. So that's easy. You know, it's not just one person. And I mean, the input is just very, I want to say, a little bit more earnest and organic between just two people. Not saying that three people is a bad thing. I think three people is a very good magic number for bands too. I'm not hating on more than 2 or 3 people bands. But like, just so far, the pros that I've experienced is definitely, it seems the feedback and the playing off each other, like we've become stronger, but just from playing off each other musically and kind of, hey, what should we do here? Or maybe we should try this here. Maybe let's slow this down here. It's become a little bit more of like a quicker, like a battle of wits, so to speak, but like not in a bad way. So that's been pretty cool. The con is the opposite of that, which is indecision. When we both are like, like,
not another dude.
What should we do? You know, which we've experienced several times. Songwriting, I think, was the biggest thing. You know, the endeavor, like playing a different instrument, doing what I'm doing, and this band challenged me musically, because in the Clover Club, you know, we were, you know, old school 70s, you know, revival rock, hard rock. So there were times where it was just okay to lean back in the pocket and solo for, you know, 8 or 16 measures, you know, just because that's kind of the recipe. That's what you do. With this, it's like there is none of that. So you got to write a bridge, and it's got to be hooky, and it's got to be able to segue back into this, and that has been a challenge for me and for Sean. Just kind of like, that's been the what do we do here moments, you know. And sometimes we have ideas, and sometimes we just don't. We stare blankly at each other and not just fiddle around on a guitar until it's like, does that work? No. It doesn't work at all.
It's horrible.
Horrible. But yeah, that's kind of the biggest thing. It's been very challenging, but when it does click, it's been very rewarding. That has been the really good payoff. Like whenever we really feel like that's it, like that's the hook. This is where this goes, and everything falls into place. It's hard to get there, but once you're there, it's like,
because of two people, everything is more visible. And so it's able to be heard or seen more easily than if it was a full band, you know.
Exactly. I mean, if you
so you have to kind of like be a little more perfect in a way.
It's in the tightness. We really focus. We actually use that to our advantage, because I mean, people are going to put you under microscopes, like, okay, these guys are,
especially here in Nashville, everybody's like,
people are going to see a 2-piece, and the first thing that they're going to think is the room's going to sound empty. So I first seek to solve that. And my rig is nowhere near done, but you know, it's just it'll do for now. And then the second is they're going to put you under a microscope. They're going to make sure that there is no, that the first flaw that they hear, they're going to hear it, you know, because there's only drums and there's guitar. So like, but we play off that tightness, like to be able to look, if we lock this tightness in, we can use that to our advantage, because they're going to be expecting it to be loose, or they're going to be focusing on, okay, here there's going to be a mess up, or we're going to be able to hear it. But if we just lock it in, we can use that to our advantage, and then be like, whoa, okay, that just sounded tight. So that's kind of, we play off that a little bit too, like starts and stops, and kind of like backing off with just the guitar, and then like bringing in the bass, like slamming into a chorus.
That's my favorite part.
Dynamics.
The dynamics of it all really has to sync up together too.
And 2 pieces, like one of my favorite, I guess, 2 pieces is 68. I don't know if you've heard.
I've heard of 68. I've never actually sat down and listened to them though.
It's hard to describe really, but like, you know, they play off each other and stuff, and go back and forth, and I think their sound is a little more free. So like, if there's mess ups, they're fine with it. And like falling all over, you know, it's more of a show than it is like musical.
Death from Above. Death from Above 19. Is it 1989? I can't exactly remember the right number. But Death from Above, they're like that too. They're a little bit more of the noise rock
which
style,
there's actually a lot of 2-piece bands surfacing these days.
They are. I mean, Royal Blood being one of them, like super,
like kind of the front runners of.
Yeah, I mean, and they're from the UK, and just like, and praise be Mike Kerr. You know, there you go. And I love Ben Thatcher too. He's a great drummer. Like what they do is great. They're fantastic. Really, he's super good at writing hooks and doing what he does. And I mean, I took a lot of inspiration from that and just kind of apply. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do my own thing with it though. And that's kind of why, instead of using like 4-string, I don't use a 4-string bass. I use a Fender Bass 6, which is essentially a guitar, but you know, a bass at the same time. It's really weird. It's not a baritone. It's like the link. They say it's like the link between a baritone and a bass. It's like that right there.
Oh, there you go.
So it's super cool. You can do the power chords and it just sounds big and amazing. So,
dude, that's awesome. How do you feel like that brings into your like writing style so far? Like I've heard things, and then do y'all like how many songs do y'all normally do in your set?
We do 7 or 8 is usually what we're at right now. Right at a 30-minute set. Fangs is the only thing we've released so far. That's just the one single. We're going back into the studio in a couple of weeks, and we're hoping to. The plan is to do a 4-song EP. Fangs being the lead. We'll do the other. We'll probably release another single, hopefully. You know, sooner than later. You know, but ahead of the EP. Maybe even a music video.
There you go.
So, so we got a lot of plans. It's just we're trying not to rush the process. I feel like that in the past, that's just something I noticed, and you know, coming from the experience and applying it to this project has been very like, okay, what did we do? What could we do different?
Yeah, you know, how do we fix the things we did wrong? And how do we improve
so that's been very advantageous. I think that insight to okay, let's not rush it. You know, I don't want to rush it. You know, first we wanted to, honestly, we wanted to release the whole EP like Cinco de Mayo. But, you know, life circumstances. I had my baby boy was born in February.
Congratulations.
Sean's little girl was born in March, like literally a couple weeks after. So like we were like bam bam. And so we had this adjustment period with the family. So it was just like we did Fangs, we got it. But maybe we just need to like we'll shoot for this, but if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Let's not put any expectations on it. And that's kind of where we're at. It was just like, that was the plan, but you know.
Somebody was I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Casey that we had on here, and he was saying that he was like, you know, you've got years to write your first album, and he was like, so just make it perfect, make it yours. And he was like, but pretty much after that, he was like, your second album, everybody expects it like then, you know, like in 1 year you've got to write your second album or whatever. But like your first one, you've got however long it takes you to make it, dude. Make it perfect.
That's true, and that's kind of the way we're going with the process. Because recording Fangs was the first time our producer George Polly. It was the first time he had recorded Clover Club before, but he was like, "Okay, so what are we doing?" And I was like, "I'm just gonna have to, you know, send him some scratch tracks. I'm just gonna have to come show you the setup and stuff. This is what I'm doing." And I explained it to him, and he's like, "Okay, cool." And when we got there, I just kind of, he's like, "I just want to hear what it sounds like live." So, you know, I just lugged everything in, you know, and set up my mountain and just was like, all right, Sean, let it rip, you know, let's do it. So we played him, you know, like a short set, and I think we had like 4 or 5 songs at that time. And he was like, okay, all right, I kind of have a few ideas. And then once we captured the drums for Fangs, we're like, we want to do this song, like just from start to finish. And that's what we did. And
nice. It was... Was it more like a live take of that song? Did y'all do like?
It was, yes. Yeah, we did live take. That was that's how we've done in the past. We're probably going to do things differently going forward, just because it was kind of not that it was bad or anything, but I think we all agree, like George and Sean and I agree that it could be playing off the dynamics. It could be better. It could be tighter. So I think that not that it's not, but it could be. So we're definitely gonna exhaust all of our options and like you said, take our time with it and make it the best that it can be. So when it's released, it'll just be like those 4 songs will be what here we are. This is what we're doing.
That's one thing that I mean I learned it, I'm pretty sure John learned it too, but you know, when being in like earlier bands, like we were in Project Arco together a long time ago.
We all know each other. Oh my goodness, it's crazy.
That was the first band I was in. It was the first band for John. Like
did you know your guys' sticker is still on that school sign in McEwen?
Yep. I actually live not too far away from that stop sign, and every time I see it, I'm like,
it's still there. Like, because there was at one time where I was like, I'm gonna put a Clover Club sticker on that thing. right below it.
Do it.
And I never did, because, you know, but I had that thought because it was so funny. Like glory days.
That's nuts that sticker's still there.
I mean,
It's-
we were in Project Darko.
Good
like,
quality vinyl you got there. Whoever printed those.
I remember who it was.
That's
Somebody.
been like over 10 years ago, probably, that we were in
And that
Project
song's
Darko.
still
And that sticker is still up there.
Yeah.
We had some die-hard fans out
Dude,
there.
it's pretty nuts.
But like when we were doing that, like we went as soon as we got our set, we got our first show, and then as soon as we got that show, it was a
like
battle of the
tour,
bands,
it's
and we
just
ended
tour.
up winning. It was kind of like a dream come true kind of thing. We were just like, oh god, like surprised.
Yeah, that was a lot, very fast.
But then we just went shows, started, and we didn't really have merch or like recordings or anything. And then like later on when we were doing other bands and stuff, like I mean, me personally, like doing a band, I was like, all right, we're gonna get merch first. We're gonna get at least one recording down, and we're gonna have all of this before we even play our first freaking show. So when we get to that first show, people will see you and immediately be like, oh, they're established right then.
Yeah.
That was a similar thought, same thing, except for me and Sean couldn't stand it not playing.
It's so hard.
It's hard.
So,
It's really hard.
we released, because we said the same thing. I was like, our rule was same thing. We're gonna have merch, at least a single out, you know, before we even start playing a show. We got the single out, and then the rule became, let's at least have stickers before. So then, like, we immediately was like, how much are stickers gonna be? Like, so
All right, maybe we'll play the show first.
well,
and
yeah,
then we'll get stickers on your
So no, we had stickers our first show. So like we managed to get stickers before the first show, but we could not. Once we had the set together, it was like we couldn't. We were chomping at the bits because it had been 6 months at that time. So it was just like, no, we got to do this.
Yeah.
But then now, we have merch.
Dude,
and we've only
new hats.
we got hats and we got shirts with the I'm calling it the Alchemy Kitty.
Nice.
Sean doesn't like that name very much, but it's but yeah, that's.
Where can you buy all this stuff at? Is it Facebook or?
We're at shows. I haven't got our store up yet because we just got it like 2 days ago, so I don't have everything set up yet.
Dude, Bandcamp. That's like the easiest one you can do.
Yep, that's probably what we're gonna do to
yeah.
fulfill orders and whatnot. That's something that was one of those learning things. Like we never really did much of that. Merch is very important, and design, and just being very thorough about that. So we're really happy with what we got and moving forward with that. But yeah, I probably will put everything up on Bandcamp. And make that where we can fulfill orders. So.
And dude, later on, I don't know, like like Joel's merch, how much y'all are wanting to do with it. But have you ever heard of storefronter.com?
I have not.
Dude, there's a place called Terminus Tees. By the way, they're the freaking best people in the world. Like, awesome people. I'd love to get them on the podcast one day. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but they're from Georgia.
That's a great idea.
Terminus.
I got some free shirts from them one time.
They're freaking hilarious, and they're awesome people. But they're out of Georgia, and they do, like, custom shirts and stuff. So if you ever do, like, an order of, like, 100 shirts, they're, like, $375 for 100 shirts. Black, white, whatever color, and then
that's awesome.
Whatever prints. So they're good dudes, but they own this company called Storefronter. And they actually do like if you want to not buy 100 shirts or whatever, you want to like put it up on their shirt, they make to order. So like you just put it up on.
You just put the design up, and then they just I like that, and then they just
and it's not like there used to be like websites like I think it was like Zulu or something like that. I can't remember what the shirt company was, but like you'd have to charge like $40 to get $5 profit.
Yeah. That's the cool thing about Bandcamp is like you can either add the shipping on to the cost, or because Bandcamp they don't even. I mean, they do technically get a cut, but it's not. It's very minimal. So that's kind of why we're hoping to kind of go through that and be on par with that, because I mean that goes like being a DIY band and doing it yourself like that. You have to do those things, and that's something that we never really took advantage of. It's effort, but effort costs $0.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
well, in the meantime, until that's up, do you have pictures of your shirts and stuff like that we can?
I do.
We can just put it on the video.
Yeah,
too.
Oh, okay, yeah, I do. I can, because I'm probably gonna post tonight.
Nice. Well, dude, you send us that.
It's still super fresh, so
freshest again. But we'll post, like, if it's cool with you, man, we'll put your Facebook page, and then people can contact you to get like shirts.
Absolutely, and the shows. I mean, we have our show calendar usually up on our Facebook too. So
when's the next show, man?
The next show is next just next week, May 18th, Friday in Jackson, Tennessee, at the Ricochet Bar. We're playing with our brothers from Alabama, the Moose.
Nice.
They're
I like
really,
the name.
They're great. Those just good old boys playing, just slinging.
Heck yeah.
Stoner rock and
Nice.
events.
Heck yeah.
They're good brothers. They're from Dyersburg. They play prog blues metal. That's
What?
probably
I like that.
They have an album coming out. Listen to events, okay? I'm telling you, and listen to the Moose too. Listen to all of them. But those guys are so good, and they don't have any recordings out, but they've been around for a while. They have a great following, and have had the honor to know them for this long.
That's
and
sick, dude.
John Butler is great. His brother Daniel is great, and they just are fantastic.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Well, do you feel like, I mean, y'all are playing in Jackson. Do you have a good, like, scene in Nashville? Like, is Nashville kind of it's a really hit or miss place, I feel like, for a lot of bands.
It's very saturated.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of a yes and no. It guess it really depends. Like, the underground scene is definitely there, but Nashville really leans towards the indie scene, like indie pop, indie rock, which there's tons, which George, our producer, plays with a band called the By Gods, and they're amazing. Sad Baxter is another great band. I mean, man, I'm just sitting here trying to think. there's a lot. I mean, repeat. You know, Andy Herron from 102.9 The Buzz. He does the local Buzz every night. Yeah. He's played with various projects, and he's a great dude. But man, there's tons of stuff. But the indie scene seems to be very thriving. But there's definitely a great rock scene. A lot of, like, the stoner rock has making a lot of resurgence. You know, the old school, which we really love. We play with Howling Giant a lot. They're fantastic. Silent Monolith is another great band from Nashville, stoner rock. I mean, there's so many. But like the metal and rock scene, I think it's alive and well. It's so saturated. Everybody's everywhere because, I mean, you have to be, you know. So it is what it is. Do we like I did like acoustic tours for a while, and I was just doing acoustic songs, and like it's kind of weird, man. Whenever you play in Nashville, it's like, at least for me, whenever I would play like a singer-songwriter show or something, like we did a tour, it's called the Misinformed Adventures tour that we did, and it was like all singer-songwriter shows. So we went up like the East Coast and just played up like from Nashville to New York and then back, and but that was a lot of fun. It was super fun, dude, and it was just like 3 dudes and acoustic guitars, and we're like, it's taking the world. And but dude, like, we played Nashville, and the first night I was like, God, how am I gonna play? Like, literally, here's the scene, right? Bluebird Cafe. Right before me is a 12-year-old girl singing a song about her dad, and everybody in the crowd starts bawling, and I'm like, here's a song I wrote about my girlfriend who I didn't like. Here you go. Hope y'all like it. Nope. And then like, but so like, so it missed. It just missed. Oh yeah, it was like, I mean, like people were like, yeah, but I mean, like that's, you know, I don't know. I felt like I was just like, God, that girl just, I got outclassed. But then we leave Nashville and get to Knoxville, and then like played a songwriter night. Like Nashville and a songwriter show, everything's like, you don't play covers. That's like their golden rule. Play your song, you know? Well, yeah. In Knoxville, and from then on, it was like covers, like crappy covers of like Incubus songs, and like I was like, what is this? What's happening? I mean, Incubus is cool, but yeah. Were you there? That's really what the dude played.
No, I just knew that it was probably Drive.
Well, but we're gonna hear Drive every night for the next week.
Dude, but that was an awesome tour.
In every style you could ever think of.
But it really made me think, man. Like Nashville is kind of saturated, but like it's also good in the sense that like it's a really good stomping grounds, man.
Another one
bites the dust.
Handsome cans.
Oh yeah. This podcast is brought to you in part by Miller Lite.
Someday.
And in part, I mean, like
we
it's just.
But yeah, man. So we went on tour with Outlaw. Like we did a run with them one time up to Ohio and back, and that was probably one of the funnest things that we ever did.
Heck yeah.
Love those guys. Outlaw. I know Chris.
To be honest with you, he's the one that mentioned for us to get you on.
Yeah, I know. Like one of the first ones you guys did with him, I was just like, I remember him posting about it. And then Sean was all like, dude, have you watched the podcast? I'm like, dude, I totally meant to. It was in my newsfeed, and I totally like forgot about it. Whoop. You know, butterfly. So, and then I ended up going back and watch it, and then I just immediately texted him and was all like, dude, thank you. Like, that really does mean a lot that you even mentioned us. So, it was, like, super cool. So, thank you very much, Chris. He's cool, dude. It means a lot.
Yeah, he is a cool dude.
Yeah, dude, all those guys are. Love Brandon to death, too.
Something funny about that podcast, I, like, literally right before you got to my house, I got food poisoning, right? I didn't know it. So, like, right before you got here...
Like, I got here, and he was like, I'm pretty sure I got some food poisoning or something. I think I'm gonna go throw up. And, like, he goes to the bathroom, and, like, I hear him in there, and it's, like...
It was violent.
It was like... It sounded like he was screaming.
It was, like...
He was like, ah! Screaming.
And, and then Chris...
While he's in there, Chris pulls up in the driveway, and he's walking up, and he comes out of the bathroom about the time that he's coming through the door.
I'm like, hey man, let's do this.
He's like white as a ghost.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
Dude, I was like, haha.
I'd be like, are you okay?
I know, I was like shaking. I'm like, God, please. And then so it's like the shortest podcast we ever did. And then as soon as he left, dude, I was like on my couch shaking, like,
he was like, I think I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll see you later.
Yeah. And luckily it was food poisoning. I thought I got like a stomach bug and I was gonna give it to everybody. It was horrible, but no, just food poisoning.
Just a little bit of food.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. And you know, you just want to dip your toes in food poisoning.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to go all the way.
It was horrible, dude.
Never go all the way with food poisoning.
But so, like, were y'all in a band? Were you in This the Law before? Or?
Outlaw.
Outlaw. Oh my God, why do I keep saying that?
Yeah, I sang for them for a bit. Yeah. They were looking. They parted ways with. Their previous singer, and I remember Chris, he was just joking with me. He was like, hey man, she can try out for my band. And the first time I kind of just blew him off and was all like, oh man, I don't think you guys are playing metal, I don't think my vocals will fit. And he was like, no seriously, we're like Southern metal, like seriously, you should come try out. And I'm like, ah. And then finally I was like, I got to thinking about it. I was like, you know what, I've never done anything like that before. So why not, like, try. There's no harm, no foul. If they don't like it, they could just be like, it's cool, you're not a good fit. And I'll be like, that's cool, I've got my own band, it doesn't matter, like, whatever. I guess. So it's kind of a win-win, you know, and I get to go have fun and play music with my friends. So
heck yeah.
So I showed up to the jam room, and you know, we rehearsed a few times, and I really dug the music and kind of built it, and I kind of built my vocals up with the club, and then kind of doing something different, kind of built them up in a different way, kind of getting my chops up like that, and you know, they seemed to dig it, and I was like, hey, you know, as long as I can do both things, that'd be great. And I was able to for a time, but you know, eventually it just kind of things got way too busy, just you know, with everything in life kind of coming. But so I had to go with my main project, but But Brandon does a great job, though. I think Brandon's vocal. I kind of like hearing his vocals. I'm like, why'd you even ask me to? But I mean, I understand he probably wants to focus on guitar, so I get that too. But Brandon's vocals are fantastic. So, like everything, the new stuff, like the Hymn of the Vulture, is fantastic. So
did he step down? Like he was like, hey, I just want to focus on guitar. Do you want to do vocals for a while?
I have no idea. It was just I have no idea. Cool, but like it was just at that point, I remember, you know, we did the house show episode, and that was kind of around the time I was like, man, I don't know if I'll be able to keep doing this and stuff. And he was like, all right, you know, but I was like, you know, I'll finish up whatever shows I need to do and whatnot. And then he just kind of picked it up from there, and then that's when I was just like, why'd you even need me? You sound great. So okay, but
that's right though.
But it was a lot of fun though, regardless. The experience, the fun, awesomeness. So
I'm telling you, man, like I feel like the Dixon music scene is just like, it's like more of a family, I think, than just like.
There's few of us, but yes, I mean, I think that's probably why, you know, there's very few. The more you learn about, like, oh, these guys from, say they're like Casey Jones, like was Larry Lee Turquoise. I think there's and Andrew Hall, your other self. Yes, those guys. I love those guys too. It's the same thing. Like, I had no idea, and then like you meet them, and you're like, "Where did you come from?" And they're like, "Where did you come from?" And you're like, I live down the road." And then it just becomes like more of a powwow.
I've been trying to get Andrew on here, man. Me and him, he actually went on the Misinformed Adventure Tour. He was like one of the 3 dudes for the Acoustics.
Man, Andrew's good people. Andrew's good people.
Oh my God.
You should get Andrew on here.
I know.
Andrew, you should do this.
Get on here, Andrew.
Cure your cataracts.
I know, yeah, exactly. Get on here, man. We'll turn the dimmer up, okay? We'll really knock it right out of there. But I've been trying to, man. Have you played shows with him recently?
Yeah, we've played a few with your other self.
Yeah,
we did a when JD Outlaw, another big guy. He the Wanted Saloon and the Wanted Saloon 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he owned the Wanted Saloon 2, those local Outlaw shows. That was us. We put those on once a month. JD was kind enough to let us do that at like it was like the last. I think it was like the last Friday of every month. It's been a bit so, but yeah, he was just like, yeah, you can have this day, and I started like it got really big. I did it for about a year and a half, and it got to the point I was, of course, like all local bands because you had to like the whole point was like it's about bringing in the out of town acts because that's kind of what everything is about, like in Nashville, Murfreesboro, Jackson, and you bring in the out of town bands and then you put a local on there, so that way there's so we had very successful nights, and it was getting to be big, but. JD had to sell the bar, and which is fine. We're hoping to kind of hopefully get with the new owner and start doing that again because it was getting to the point where we were getting touring bands interests.
Did I hear Framing Henley played there or something like that? Somebody like that of that caliber.
They played one of the gigs we played in. It was in November. And good Lord, this was like I think 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Fall to June was a rising band at the time, and then we played with like the Monster All-Star Band, which had like Peter Keys, Derek St. Holmes, is it Shannon Hoon? Man, it was just like a whole all-star band lineup, and we played with them, and that was super rad. That was a really cool night to get to meet those guys. And but yeah, there's been a couple of really big bands come through the Wanted Saloon too, actually.
That's nuts, man. It's crazy to think. I mean, but what are they doing now? It's like Bulldogs or something.
The Bulldogs, yeah. I haven't had the opportunity to really make it out there to meet the new owners and stuff. Like I still know most of the bartenders and whatnot, but I haven't really had a chance to go out there and meet them and kind of inquire about it. On the weekends, because I know that they kind of redid the place and whatnot, and it's super nice. It looks great, and I'm hoping.
Was it that one down there, like back behind Applebee's or whatever?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping to kind of hopefully make it out there one day and meet him, and would love to do that again because it's still got all the contacts and we could get it a lot. Like I said, they were very successful nights, so hopefully we can start doing that again and. It helps the local bands just as much as it helps other people looking for gigs, coming from other places. So
yeah, surely if you are able to talk to the guys and bring up how big it actually got, I mean, surely the dollar signs will flow through in their eyes, and it'll help them be like, let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah. It just, I'm just one day a month. That's all I'm asking.
You can't have the same DJ weekend. every week.
Yeah, just give me a Friday or Saturday, and I'll make it worth it.
But man, I don't
did Bar Rescue come through that bar? I heard
the Wanted one. The one, yes. JD, that was. It's completely written. I haven't. Once again, that's another one of those I haven't.
That episode.
Well, it's not aired yet. I don't think.
Did they not rescue the bar?
They did though, but like the episode hasn't aired. I don't think. But they did, and it looks amazing in there.
Wait. So they rescued the Wanted one, and then now it's another name though? Is
the
that
Dixon?
Bulldog?
It's called the Dixon.
That's the one they did.
That's
crazy.
Nice,
because I kept hearing people talk about the Dixon. I'm like, what the heck is the Dixon?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
That's the rescued bar.
That's the rescued bar.
The Dixon.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the Dixon.
Yeah.
Dixon. I freaking love it, dude.
So,
I didn't know.
Crazy.
Okay, so I heard that happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I didn't know which one it was. So that was
the one towards Montgomery Valley.
Yeah.
Threw him a
like
lifesaver.
A Scottish place or something like that, or like a Irish pub. Didn't it? Wasn't it a pub once? It's been everything.
It was. Man, sorry. Kind of went back there. It used.
Oh God.
In a good slash bad way. Like when I was drumming with my boys.
Nice.
We were just flashback. I guess we talk about this. Whatever.
Yeah,
so I was playing drums for 3 years with Chris. Chris was on bass. My buddy Jesse Kraft plays guitar.
Oh, dude, I know Jesse Kraft.
Do you know Jesse Kraft?
He graduated a couple of years ahead of me. He was real good friends with my cousin who I live with now. Dude, Jesse Kraft is a good guitarist.
He is fantastic.
Phenomenal guitarist. He can play anything.
He is one of the most original guitar players.
Man,
I will tell you this to this day, Jesse Kraft. If you ever watch this, which hopefully you will. But he's probably one of the most original guitar players I've ever played with. I met him in college through, like, my wife is best friends with Allie, and then that's how I met him through college. And then
I graduated with Allie.
Yeah, and so that's how I met Jesse, and we've just hit it off immediately.
Dude,
and we've
awesome.
been
Jesse? Like,
No.
Okay.
No. There's so many Jessies out there, but
not
this is
Jesse
a
Newman.
Yeah.
No.
Curly hair?
no.
Another Jesse.
Another Jesse.
You need to stop making Jessies.
But yeah, we got together and we were just, I mean, we partied hard, and this was before, like, I was playing guitar. Chris is a really great bass player, and I was just like, look, you play bass, you're a phenomenal guitar player. I've always wanted to learn how to play drums, so fuck it, I'm just gonna buy a drum kit. Yeah. And they were like, nah, man, you know, we were just getting trashed one night, and then Chris finally said, he was like, all right, man, I tell you what, if you buy a drum kit, I'll buy a bass rig. And then 2 weeks later, I was like, hey, dude, check it out. Chink, chink, chink. You know, sending the photos, like, it happened. I bought a drum kit. And then I just started working on my chops. We got a jam room in the back of our house. And then I was just like, I'm calling you guys out. And then we started jamming.
Like
and the band was called Tuscaloosa Dumpling.
Nice.
Squidbillies reference. So that was it. And we had a lot of fun. We went on a never-ending quest for a vocalist for a bit. And we ended up with a guy named Tom from New York. Still good friends with the guy. He's a really cool dude, and he's more of like the outlaw country, like singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
That's his mainstay. And he was just all like, he just answered my Craigslist ad. It was just all like, you guys like Queens of the Stone Age? And I'm like, yes, we're just gonna do that. He just came and screamed his head off, and it sounded so great. So like, we did that for a little bit. It never attained lift, unfortunately. You know, life once again gets in the way, but it's okay. I wouldn't take those years back. But
dude, that's hilarious.
The bar that we usually hung out with to go all the way back to the conversation
right back to it.
was Das Boot.
Dude, I knew that's what it was called.
So yeah, we would go and buy boots and shoe pull and get into all kinds of
We
stuff.
have a funny story from Das Boot. You remember that? You remember that birthday party?
Whose birthday was it? It was somebody's birthday, I know.
It was your ex-girlfriend at the time's
Chancy's
friends, maybe.
Something.
And
I know Chansey.
it was like a celebrity. You had to dress up. I didn't even know this.
I don't really remember. Did I dress up as something?
No.
No, I don't think either one of us did.
If you didn't dress up, you had to wear a mustache, and you became part of the paparazzi.
Oh, yeah. That's what it was. Yeah, I remember that.
That's cool.
Two stories from that.
Oh!
Because we got...
Oh, I got this one. Oh, that's gross.
We got up there...
I like dive bar stories. Please, go on.
It's gross.
We got up... The first story is not that bad. We got up there and sung the thong song.
Oh, yeah.
Karaoke, but we did it Robert Goulet style. With like the thong, you know.
Yeah.
But the second story... I
have panic attacks. And I throw up, right? And that's
we're always, me and John we're very competitive usually, and he's always throwing challenges my way just to see if I'll do something.
And you have panic attacks?
All the time.
Well, then what?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't know how we got to this point.
You're a brave soul. Like, just like...
Yeah, I throw up
We're
before
both
like every show, dude. I don't know why. It still happens. I don't know.
Me and him are both just anxiety ridden. Like, we are just riddled with anxiety constantly.
Crushing, crippling anxiety.
But like, they ordered like a ton of this pizza, and the pizza got here, and like, you know, they have those crushed red peppers or whatever.
Yeah.
This is good.
And he saw them, and he was like, dude, he like grabbed some. He's like, I dare you to eat some of these.
Yeah.
A pack of these.
We just
and I was like,
did a whole pizza.
I was like,
them, didn't we, or something?
No, I was like, how about this? Let's see who can hold them in their mouth the longest.
Yeah.
And we got 3 packs apiece, and Andrew was there, and he timed us, and we were like, put them in our mouth at the same time, and I was like looking at him, and he was like, I can't do it, and I chewed mine up and swallowed him.
I know he did, yeah.
Just to like put the stamp on it that I won. I chewed mine up and swallowed him.
He won the battle, good sir.
And he ended up.
I think I won the war.
I had there was some random chick there that kept buying me drinks, and I was just drinking them. And I had a cup sitting on the bar, and
there's a few cups there. I think.
There was a few cups there, but I knew which one was mine. And apparently, behind my back, I didn't know it. He like. I don't know if it was like threw up a little bit. Okay, in the cup.
A cup. I didn't know which cup. I just puked in a cup.
And then like here, like I'm doing this by the bar, and I reach over, you know, and I just like, and like, like it hits my mouth and it's warm. And I was like,
okay, all right.
I was like, this had ice in it.
Oh god.
And then I looked down and I was like, I don't know what that was, but I'm not drinking that anymore.
Oh my!
And I didn't know, I didn't know that he had done that at the time. He told me this later on.
Did I? I don't even remember what happened.
But we ended up late. We got to talking about stuff later on. He went to the bathroom after that and threw up, and like I went outside and I was like, dude, there's something weird in my cup.
Not right.
I don't know what it was, and he was like,
and then he's just like.
I don't think
mortified look.
I don't think he told me right then, but later on in our lives, he ended up telling me, and I was like, dude, I drank that.
Oh, it was so bad.
So I accidentally drank John's throw up one time.
I don't know how it happened.
That is a great dive bar story.
I know.
I love that.
So many random stories about puke too.
Yeah.
I could just fill a podcast alone on that.
Yeah,
so
puke stories.
That's gonna be our new endeavor.
Yeah.
Every guest that we bring on,
we'll just get. I'll get Jesse and Chris, and we'll just sit around and regale you of dive bar stories.
Heck yes, dude.
That would actually be. Really,
but yeah,
that would actually be really
DOS
fun.
Boot. I haven't thought of that name in a long time.
That was. I know that was a really long. Man.
DOS Boot.
DOS Boot.
And they were on freaking Bar Rescue. Not DOS Boot.
No,
same owner.
Same look. No.
Okay.
Yeah,
same location.
Yeah, just the same location. Yeah, I think JD picked it up when he turned it into the Wanted Saloon. That's how long he's owned that place.
Dude, that's cool. Does that? Whoa, wait, no. Okay, different owner now for Bulldogs and also the Dixon. So Wanted is no more the Dixon and Bulldogs.
Correct.
All right, cool.
Same guy who owned the Wanted though.
Yeah.
Owns the Dixon.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. Bulldogs, different guy.
Does he do music? The Dixon?
Yes, they do.
Live music?
They do. They do live music there too. They have a little stage there as well, which is another reason that I need to go by there.
Yeah, I need to go check that place out.
Check it out.
It sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah. Nice. It's gonna be fun.
What do you like your other songs other than Fangs? Like, do they have that same style, like same energy and stuff like that, or you have?
Yes. That's kind of why we decided to do Fangs first. Fangs was actually the first song we wrote.
Oh, nice.
That was it. That was what started it. I was like, this is the sound. And then it was like once it got done and we finished writing it and put the finishing touches and just kind of kept rehearsing. That was it. That was the one. And we still tread into the bluesy territory every once in a while, which that's just in me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of it's a hard rock blues kind of thing. But yeah, Fangs is a good representation of exactly what going forward. But still, large circle, staying within the circle.
Yeah.
But there's a few tunes that are a little outside the box. But I think it's good to get out of there every once in a while. But just first, gotta establish the core. So. Yeah. But yeah, that's
pretty sick.
It's a good baseline.
Yeah. Do y'all have any local shows coming up, like Nashville or Dixon?
Not Dixon. We haven't really got. Like I'm sitting here trying to think. Let me look at my calendar. Let me check my phone. No, this is good. No, let's see. We got Jackson. We're gonna be in Huntsville in June. We usually play about every other week.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we're breaking it up for now. Our next, the most local show that we're having in Nashville, July 6th, we're playing at a place called The Local.
Oh, yeah.
Which, that's used to be called The Country. They've just renamed it to The Local. It's right down the road from Springwater, which we're playing Springwater in June. June 17th.
I feel like you're not a local band in the Nashville area unless you've played Springwater.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. People, you either love or hate that place, and I love it. Yeah. I actually like playing Springwater because the gigs there are just shoot from the hip and fun, and I think that and it's very good show rehearsal. Yeah, really being able. But I mean, people come out. People will come out there and listen to music. You never know who's in the crowd. And it's a good not too far off the beaten path place, and it's not in a super busy part of town, so that way people don't have to fight with traffic to come see the show. So it's that area, and East Nashville's the same way. I love playing East Nashville.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really good crowd to play to as well.
I've never played a boring show, I think, at Springwater.
Yeah, no, they're always
interesting. Something weird happens or something really funny happens every time.
It's great. It's great. It's phenomenal. And you just have to roll with it and laugh, and then just, you just go. We literally just go up there, plug in, crank.
Yep.
And then they're going to, like, the only reason that a mic is on your guitar or anything is just so maybe the drummer can hear you. There's sort of a monitor.
Kind of.
It works. But yeah, that's the, I mean, you just
like
literally
the freaking muse.
I think Jesse's the sound dude at Sweetwater now, or he might be the booking agent.
Jesse Baker?
Yes.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he used to exit in and stuff.
Another Jesse.
Yeah, another
awesome,
Jesse.
Dude.
God, that's it.
The music scene is full of Jessies and Chris's, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Lots of Chris's.
Yeah.
I know lots of Chris's, and I know a few Jessies.
Jesse. They didn't have to make a band. They all need to get together, make a super group. Just make it out.
And that would be, it'll be just called Just Jesse.
Just
That's
Jesse.
it.
That would be awesome.
It'll be like a boy band.
It's like freaking Jackson 5, kinda.
Yeah.
They can play that type of feel-good, soulful music.
Yes.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Just
that.
play a little bit of funk slap bass on it. There you go. Just,
Dude, I played the Sweetwater one time, and Springwater? Right?
Springwater.
I don't want to
You're
call it
good.
Springwater.
It's all right. Sweetwater is where you buy gear from.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I got you.
But I played there once, and dude, I was walking from my amp because I had to do an adjustment on some knobbies, and I was walking back to the microphone, and I hit a weak spot in the stage. I don't know what happened. Hopefully they fixed it since then. But I hit a weak spot.
No.
Oh, you hit it too?
No. You always hit that. You just hope to God that you're prepared.
I was not.
Just be prepared to slip at all times.
Dude, I hit it, knocked right into a splash, and it splashed right into our drummer's face, and it just cut him open, and he went, he just kept playing. It just gashed his face. I was like, oh my god, yeah. And I didn't skip a beat.
That's a Springwater show.
It was. And then there's this lady like cackling out of booth. She was like, and I was like,
just keep going.
Yes.
Just don't stop.
It's great practice rehearsal.
It is. And I mean that, and I put this is something that just me personally and what I seek to do in any project is energy is very important.
Yeah.
Stage presence is. And that's something that we valued in the club, and it's something that we value in them fixes. And like Springwater is definitely a good stage to really strut and show that they just, like I said, just crank it and let it rip. Yeah. And then just go ape shit.
Yeah.
So that's we're excited to be that'll be the first time we're playing Springwater. June 17th. It's on a Sunday.
Nice.
We're playing with a touring band called the Stone Eyes. They're coming into town, so it's on a Sunday. Show. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun night. So
that'd be cool.
But that'll be our first time at Springwater as this unit, and we're looking very forward to it. So you can just kind of just let it rip.
I definitely value showmanship on stage because when I go to a show, I've already heard the music. I listen to it in my car. I don't want to go to a show and listen to the same stuff or see or hear the same stuff that I hear in my car. I can do that whenever I want.
Yeah.
Right.
If I go to a show, I want to see something that I don't hear on the CD.
Right.
Yeah.
Or, I want to be entertained. I'm there to see something. I'm not there to hear straight from the freaking album music, unless it's Between the Buried and Me. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with them sitting there shredding and doing it exactly like the album because that's impressive. But usually when I go to shows, I want to see something. I'm there to be entertained. So, and I think that's something that's actually starting to come back. It was lost there for a long time. You just get bands that would just play and get off stage, and it would be humdrum. But now it's actually starting to make a huge comeback.
Yeah.
The showmanship and the fluidity of actually being on stage and playing music and maybe falling down or doing something weird, but it's okay. Because it's a show.
Yeah, exactly.
It's organic. It's there's beauty in non-perfection.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's still expression, and that's okay. It's just it is what it is. So I agree with you. I love watching a band just go bananas.
One of my favorite bands of all time is The Chariot.
Oh man. Those guys are crazy, but I understand.
I went to see their final show that they ever played in Georgia. It was honestly, I could probably never go to another show again and be fine with my life after being at that show, because it was such a just like wave of like, you just can't even describe it in words. You just had to have been there and been in that environment. Like, they actually filmed that last show and made sort of like a little mini documentary about it, and it's pretty like interesting to watch, because they had like GoPros that they had that were like hanging up from ropes that were on the ceiling, like above the crowd.
Cool. Oh wow!
So that you could see the whole crowd. Dude, it was just freaking nuts. Like, like while they were setting up, there were people already stage diving, and there was no music playing. There was no music at all.
They were waiting for it to happen. They're like, it's fixing to happen any minute.
They're just setting up their equipment. No music at all. Nothing from the DJ. Just people stage diving. And I'm like, what is just going on right now?
Dude, we were at it's a kind of totally different atmosphere. We just, like, my brother bought like front row, like right there center at the Ryman, and we watched Modest Mouse, which, dude, he spent like a stupid amount on those tickets, and he actually thought he was dreaming. He was like, dude, I thought I was dreaming this morning, and I bought these tickets. They're like $600 each. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, why did you buy these tickets? But either way,
Modest Mouse.
Man,
I mean, they're great. I love Modest Mouse, but
I wouldn't spend that much money on those tickets. But I feel like I can't go to the Ryman now.
Me and my dad got Rush tickets for
Rush
when we saw them about 4 years ago when they came through Nashville.
I bet that was sick.
It was amazing. I finally got next bucket list band that I want to see with my pops is the Police.
Oh, there you go.
Oh wow,
dude,
that'd be awesome.
Yes. All right. If I ever had a fangirl moment, I think it would be meeting that dude in person.
Sting?
Yes. If I met Sting, I think I'd be
Yeah. You'd immediately start singing that Desert Rose.
I'd bring it down, dude. I'd faint.
Oh man. Yeah. That was one of my dad's favorite bands, and it took me a while to warm up to the Police, but the older I got, the more I was like, okay, I get it.
If you watch him play live and sing some of the stuff, I'm like, dude, he's actually like, he's got a really
all of them are good.
Yeah.
All of them. All of them.
Yeah.
They're amazing. Like, just what they do, and everything is so different.
Yeah.
Just going from album to album, you can recognize, like, okay, that's the Police. But like, even then, like, what they do with their music is still kind of just like, it's great. It's different, but it flows. That's good. It's awesome.
I always laugh whenever I think about him in that movie Dune. Sting.
Oh.
Did you ever see Dune? He was like basically the villain. One
Sting
of the villains.
was?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta watch it.
You never watched Dune?
Nope.
And they have like
Maybe
this
not.
It's been a long
this
time.
big knife fight at the end. And I'm like, that's Sting right there.
Sting's gonna get you.
He's in the knife fight right now. Am I watching this? Am I dreaming?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Dude, he just did a thing with Shaggy. Sting just did a song with Shaggy.
Yeah.
I don't know how that song turned out, but I'm gonna have to listen to it now.
That's like Michael Bolton doing that song with freaking The Lonely Island.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Lonely Island is, they know exactly. Those dudes know exactly what they're doing. Yeah, they're fantastic as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But dude, so all right, you're recording in about 2 weeks. You said, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a couple weeks we're hitting the studio again. Yeah.
Nice. And then what studio is that?
It's just recording with George Polly. Yeah,
George
it's his. He calls it the Hood Studios, I think. It's just
nice.
it's his place out in East Nashville.
Heck yeah, dude, nice. Well, so y'all are doing that, and then do you know about how long y'all are going to be in recording?
I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do probably 2 days. I think that's the plan. Hopefully we can get 2 days in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be hopefully it'll be the initial drum tracking for the next 3 tracks, and then I'll probably go in and do guitars later.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's the goal. Like I said, we'll just have to see what all we get done in one day, because like one day we could get a lot, one day we might just get one or just the drums. So it just really depends.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully like once me and Sean are kind of people. It's like once we get the ball rolling, keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Don't stop. So hopefully, like if I can get it in one day, we can take a week or 2 off and then get back in.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll be, like I said, our goal. It's a loose goal, but hopefully by the end, at least by the end of the summer, we can have the EP done, and hopefully we can release another single and kind of go from there. We're gonna take it slow, like I said, but yeah, for sure.
It's gonna be sick, dude. I'm psyched.
And shows in between everywhere as well. So
yeah,
there's also that. So staying busy.
Yeah, no joke,
Yeah.
man. And then you just got the merch in. I think this is awesome. I got a picture of these shirts, man. I'm stoked about it.
Yeah, I will show you I will show you.
I like it. Nice, man. Well, cool, dude. So, yeah, I mean, we normally try to get these up pretty soon, but, like, between now and then, is there anything you kind of like to promote between?
Promotion time.
Is this promotion time?
Yeah. What is going on?
Man, I don't know. I mentioned a lot of my peers and a lot of the people that really mean a lot. So I'm sitting here trying to think.
Which that is awesome because we love when people get on here and do that because we want to put as many people into the spotlight that deserve it as possible.
Well, that's what it's all about. That's what this is all about. Because no one is going to help us but us. And if people if you let your ego get in the way of things, then you're just hurting everyone else. You're not helping. It's all the saying goes is like if the sea rises, all boats. You know what I mean? So you just gotta lift everybody up. And the people, and there's tons of people that I probably did mention because we're on camera, it's fast paced, we're doing a podcast, but I mean,
dude, I lose track of what I'm talking about all the time on this podcast. Like I will bring something up and I'm like, oh my god, and then I just have to finish it off because I forget what I'm actually talking about.
No,
I'm like, dang it.
There's so many people that have helped us and that are helping us and that continue to do so. And I mean, Sad Space Man, Jay Gregory, he's a great dude. He's a promoter in Nashville. He's done a lot for us as well. Good dude. He's expanding as well. Oh, man, just put me on the spot. And it's like I can think of one. Jay, you were the one.
You were.
But yeah, that's there's and if check us out. I guess that would be the biggest thing. Like we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We do everything. We post as much as we can.
Do you have anything on you have any videos up on
YouTube? We have no video. Like we just have our Fangs video up. Like it's just like the still screen right now. We're hopefully we're gonna have a music video for that sooner than later. Along with a new single as well. But yeah, I mean, our Bandcamp, please check it out. Fangs is free to download on our Bandcamp. If you want to donate to our gas tank to, get us to and from shows, awesome. We appreciate the heck out of that. But yeah, our merch will be up there as well. Just listen to us. We're on Spotify. Another big one that's not live yet, and I've kind of kept, but I guess I can tell you guys.
Unleash it.
We got accepted to Pandora. Which is
nice.
A big. It might not be a big deal as a milestone to me.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pandora kind of. So eventually you'll be able to make them fix this channel, and that's pretty rad. So
dude, that's awesome.
Do you get to pick out what all genres that you're related to, or
no? They do all that. So you submit the song and say, hey, this is who we are. Here's our social media, our bio. You just kind of submit everything and then give them the WAV file, and then they go, kind of do the,
not today.
And we've gotten the thumbs down before, and then this time they were like, oh, bam, okay, this is gonna take. So it has to go through their music genome project, which is identifies the different characters of the genre and
so weird.
It's a huge thing, but it's been kind of in limbo for a couple of months, and I haven't really said anything because I'm waiting for it to go live. But surprise. It's been kind of a huge milestone for me, and it's a big deal to me just because we haven't done it before. So it's been a big deal. So that'll be really cool whenever that happens.
What if the Pandora genome thing is just a bunch of these artists that we think died, but they really didn't die, and Pandora just they had signed a contract with Pandora that upon when Pandora was ready, or if they were ready, they would take their brains and remove them from their bodies, and hook them up to
going down the rabbit hole.
To this
I like
this device that basically links their brains up together,
and they judge our music.
And that's how they get what genre your music is. It goes through all of these genius brains to figure it out.
If you were to pick musicians that you think would be in this project, who do you think
who are in there? I mean, the people who have died recently, Michael Jackson, Prince, David Bowie,
Tupac.
all of them are in it, obviously.
Is Tupac in there?
It would have to be because hip hop and stuff.
I mean,
it has to be anybody, any genre. I mean, that's even those we don't know.
Just Elvis Presley, if he's dead, if he's really dead, who knows? The king,
Nobody thinks
the king might still be alive. You
You're
never
not
know.
fooling us. King. Dude, heck yeah. I mean,
There's no way.
Did they get to Hendrix in time? Please tell me they got to Hendrix in time.
Somebody tell me they got
If they
Hendrix's
didn't, they
brain.
dug him up and took his brain
Yeah,
out.
they just dug
Like,
him up.
if this video gets flagged, then we know.
Then you know they're gonna be like,
Secret
"Ah,
time. Not this one.
these
Not this
guys,
time. Yeah.
come on."
The heck podcast figured us out?
I mean, you can't tell me that whatever it was, a peanut butter bacon banana sandwich killed this guy, who is the
No.
king of rock and roll.
Yeah.
And that
I
did
saw
not
his
kill him.
karate, okay? He's burning calories.
He just wanted to die. He was doing keto before keto was cool.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Freaking Elvis. Dude, what if you, what if I get on your channel and then, them fixes on, and then all they play is, things, and then the police.
I'm okay with that. It's an honor to be among the police.
Yeah.
Nice.
As weird as that sounds, but yeah, that would be fine. I would be good with that. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's we've kind of been some of our feedback. A lot of people will get Chevelle. Red Fang is another big one. That was kind of like our early kind of. I was like, imagine like Royal Blood meets Red Fang. That's kind of what we're going for. Just kind of like this bluesy, but still like stoner rock, very dynamic. It was weird, but I mean, you know.
It works, though, dude. It works. I can't wait to hear the rest of your music, dude. I'm
Well, thank
stoked
you.
on the other songs.
It'd be good to see you at a show, man. Like, yeah, definitely come. That's kind of what I've been telling everybody. If you like Fangs and you dig it, like, definitely come to a show and see what else we got. Because I mean, at this point, that's the only way you're gonna for now.
Yeah.
So that's why now that we've got a really good solid set, I'm trying to encourage. Hopefully people will come out and check it out and see what else we got.
Yeah.
And hearing it live is a lot different than hearing it streamed.
Yeah,
So.
and it's got a totally different feel to it.
Yeah, it's an experience. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what we're about. I would rather be a good recording artist, but a great live band.
Yeah.
Than to be a great recording artist and an okay
For
live
sure.
band.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Dude, that's what it's about there, man. And we always try to end our
Sure.
podcast with something really positive. So, if somebody's like starting at a band, do you got any advice for them? Any encouragement you would give them, or?
oh man, wow. Okay. My advice would be to be prepared.
Yeah.
I would say that, like, rehearse, practice, definitely. Take your time, especially with songwriting. You can't rush that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that you want an EP to be no filler, all killer.
Yeah.
So when you go into that, I mean, filler will always bubble up to the top. Because even if you think you write like 10 killer songs, you'll find out where the filler is at some point. But that's always seek that, and just always be prepared.
Yeah.
Don't half-ass it if you're gonna do it. And don't give up. That'd be the other thing.
Yeah.
It's hard, and it has points where it is terrible and it sucks, but the thing is never forget why you're doing it. You're not doing it for fame, you're not doing it for money, you're doing it for you. And I think that would probably be the biggest thing, is never forget that. Even if you never get out of your hometown or out of Nashville, wherever you're from, if you never get out of that town, as long as you are still having fun and you believe in what you're doing and you have a support group, that's all that really matters. Don't ever lose that.
Yeah.
I think the fun aspect is what a lot of people lose.
Yeah.
It is.
It's happened in my life, and other bands that I've seen, they just stop having fun with it, and they are doing it more to try and make it, and then they're like, why are we even playing?
Yeah.
It becomes, and also this would be a good one. I think success is subjective. I think that becomes the big thing, and that's how it becomes work. Is because it's like, we started this band because it's fun and this is what we want to do. But every band member needs to be on the same page. Like, what is success to the band or individual people? Like, is it going to be, I want this to be my career and I want to be able to make money and be self-sufficient, or I want to do this because I love doing this, the money doesn't matter. If it comes and makes it easier and it becomes lucrative, that's cool. or it's just a glorified hobby.
Yeah.
You know, it depends. Everybody has to be on that same page, and I think that's kind of where it gets lost. Is I think a lot of people think that, okay, in order to be a successful band, it means I have to be able to be on Billboard and and make money and yada yada yada, whatever you want to do. But like, that's really not really. I consider what I'm doing successful for me.
Exactly.
Because I'm literally living my dream and I'm making that happen. No one's gonna make it happen for you. So you just you know, think about that. You know, what level of success? And a lot of the people that focus on money and the living are hired guns. They do a lot of different things, and that is great, and no disrespect to that. I think that's very awesome that people do that. But if that's not yours, don't beat yourself up if it's not. And you see, this would be another one. Don't look at what other people are doing. That just don't judge yourself on other people. I've gone down that rabbit hole of despair, and I probably still will in the future. When watching this, I'll be like,
nature.
Yeah, it's just human nature. People that know me will probably watch this and be all like, "Shut up! You do this all the time." And I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, but I'm telling you." Like, people, if I were telling this to someone
as I say, not as I do.
Do not make my mistakes. Don't do that. You know, don't like, other people are a different place in their journey. You know, this guy looks like he just popped up overnight, bam, instant success. That dude's probably been working for like 10 years to get to where he's at, and you don't know. So you definitely have to keep all that in mind.
Like somebody that I always just comes up in my mind whenever I hear like overnight success. I heard this story. You remember that band Fun had that song Some Nights? That came out. It's like huge successful. Some Nights.
That one.
Or Tonight. It's like We Are Young or whatever.
I'm sorry. That
was like huge pop radio stuff.
I guarantee you, if you like played it for me, I'd be like, oh yeah, I've heard that like at a shopping mall or Walmart, you know.
Well, that song came out, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, overnight it's just on the radio, all this stuff." But then the dude was like in an interview, and he was like, "Dude, I'm like almost 40 years old. I've been playing for about 20 years in bands, and this song has been about 10 years old." He was like, it just got picked up recently. He was like, I've been at it for a long time. He was like, just y'all didn't hear about it.
He was in another band before that.
I can't remember what the name of his band was.
Dang it.
He's got a great voice, but
I don't remember the name of that band.
It's all about turning over rocks. That's the analogy I use. Like, people that say rock is dead and people that say that there's no good music are too lazy to bend down and start picking up and turning over the rocks. Because it's definitely out there. And I think the resurgence of like stoner rock, doom, like sludge metal, like all that like 70s rock stuff is proof of that, because everybody wants that. Same thing with grunge. A lot of people say grunge is good. Just really good friends with a buddy, Andrew Godfrey. Can't believe I didn't mention him until now. Transylvania Stud. He was in a band called Nevaeh. He's from Virginia. He was in Nevaeh forever, and then like he eventually just is a one-man band doing like Transylvania Stud, and it's like desert rock, just ass-kicking rock and roll. He is a phenomenal songwriter. He sings, does it all on the whole album, perfectly produced. But like, it's like that. It's proof that people want that, but they're just they want it. They're not looking. They just want it right there, and then everyone is just force feeding the same agenda. And I don't want to get all like tinfoil hat territory, but like that's just kind of where. I mean, that's kind of where it's going. Like nobody wants to pick it up. But like grunge, stoner rock, desert rock, Queens of the Stone Age, popularity, perfect example. All this is bubbling up to the surface, and people want that. They really, really do want that, and people, you know, it's a niche market right now. Give it time. The rise of bands like Royal Blood and like Greta Van Fleet. A lot of people want to hack on them for being a Led Zeppelin rip-off, but like at the same time, you're like, look, why is this so popular if it's just a Led Zeppelin rip-off? I mean, which they sound, they have a lot in common. Don't get me wrong. People want that though. And and I've read it many a time. They're ushering in rock and roll back into mainstream, and like
I talked about this.
Raise hell and praise down. I hope they do. Like, because that's, you know.
I talked about that on the podcast before when Seth was on. And when Chris Lockbeeler was on. I was talking about it years ago. I was like, rock and roll is making a comeback. Like, people would want just rock and freaking roll. And it's gonna come back.
You know somebody that too kind of like is gearing more towards
the format. That was the name of that band that the dude
That
was in.
the
The Format. The guy from Fun.
I've actually heard that band.
Yeah.
I think.
He was the lead singer of the Format
Yeah.
before Fun.
Well, a band that's really kind of like leaning back into the rock and roll, and they were really hardcore, is Beartooth. Have you ever listened to them?
I've Lock Peeler's actually let me listen to them a few times. So
they are
yeah.
heavy, but like, dude, their first CD, all screaming. Their second CD, screaming with like some yelling and like more rock and roll feel. And this new one, from what I've heard, it's getting a lot more like rock and roll oriented. And he's really trying to like advocate, like bring that back into the spotlight. I mean, I don't know. It's definitely not going anywhere, that's for sure.
No, it's not. I don't think that. I think it'll only evolve and kind of take on different forms. But at the same time, when you play just some good old fashioned ass kicking blues rock or revival rock like Greta Van Fleet or even Black Keys for that matter. I mean,
Black Keys.
I love Black Keys too. But I mean, when you can't beat Arctic Monkeys. There you go. Perfect example of them too.
Yes.
Like, I mean, you just can't top that at all. Like, it's just something. But that's just me speaking.
And they're
a lot of people who think different stuff, but you know, like that's
the Arctic Monkeys. They're like, I love that guy's just riffs. He has riffs every
great
day.
Great riffs.
And thank God for Guitar Hero, okay? Because without that, we really paid a whole lot of attention to some of their riffs.
You know what?
It's like, oh, that's a good song.
You say Guitar Hero, and I'm going to bring up this band that no longer exists, which I hate because they were amazing. But on the first Guitar Hero, there was a band called Graveyard Barbecue. Cheat on the Church was the name of the song, and I never would have heard of this band otherwise, except if it wasn't for Guitar Hero. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like when you unlock them at the end, it's like all these indie bands got Guitar Hero tracks. Cool. That's really. I looked up Graveyard Barbecue, and they are solid gold. They're still up on the internet. Look them up.
Graveyard Barbecue.
Graveyard Barbecue. They are kind of like Southern grotesque, kind of a little satanic and whatnot. But I mean, that's if that's them. That's what they do, whatever. But their music is banging, and it's just. It's blues metal is what it is. Just
dude, that's sick.
Good old fashioned blues metal, slinging riffs, and it's some of it's humorous. Most of it's kind of humorous, but still, like as far as lyrical content. But it's killer. It's killer music.
Dude, I've always liked Southern, any kind of Southern influence stuff. I mean, a lot of people from the South, they like reject it.
Almost,
sometimes, but I've always embraced it. I mean, there's just something about some dirty South riffs that you just it's like eating Southern food. It's comfortable. It feels like home. You know,
just lap it up.
Give me that gravy. Give me potatoes and gravy. You know, freaking fried whatever.
Like swamp metal too. Like there's a couple of bands out there that they're like that. They describe this as like swamp metal. I'm like, yep, that's it. That's like they took the Delta blues and decided to just drop that shit down and then just play a little slow and low, you know, and filthy.
I mean, Alien and the Sons of Disaster is one of my favorite Southern metal bands. So
yeah, I think that's one of Brandon's huge influences as well.
Like from the deep South, they're from Florida, I believe. So they're down there in the marsh.
What is
Gators and all that, you know?
Have you listened to the 68 recently? Like their new stuff?
2 Parts Viper.
I was going to say, didn't you mention them earlier?
Yeah,
the
68.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, 2 Parts Viper. Josh Scoggin, the vocalist of The Chariot. That's the band he formed.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, now that makes more sense.
He plays guitar and does vocals, and then he has a drummer. It's 2-piece, and it's freaking just amazing.
I'm sorry, you were trying to end it. We just went off on a whole tangent.
Cool, you're cool. Yeah, I'm good for our
This happens all the time.
It's fine. As you say,
We're so unprofessional.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
This is how our normal conversations go anyway.
Yeah.
Always
It just seems, going into it, I'm like, I was a little rigid, but now it's like, okay, I felt the flow. Like, this is just, we're just sitting here talking.
It's usually like, it's basically like if you're playing baseball, right? Just for example, but the ball is sort of attached to the bat by a long string, and then we hit the ball and it goes way far out there, but it eventually comes back to where it's supposed to be. And that's sort of how you can describe this podcast.
That's true.
We have
the Dustin story was a perfect example.
We have a plan.
I had to tell you the origin story of Tuscaloosa dumpling before we got to. It was called Das Boot.
And then throw up in a cup.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Here we are.
It happens.
All right.
I hope Jesse Kraft's doing good. I haven't heard that name in a long time. But
he is, man. He's doing. He literally lives right down the road from me. I see him when he comes home on the weekends.
Nice.
So,
You live in Dixon, or?
I live in McEwen.
Oh wow, that's where I live.
Yeah.
I'm like right there by the train tracks. Like, I mean, I can throw a freaking rock and hit the train probably.
You live you live literally 2 minutes from me.
Yeah.
Do you know Bold Springs?
I know the name. It's like right.
Like you know P&D
Yeah.
main intersection.
Oh yeah.
And then you like right that road that goes like right next to the bank that used to be that old dilapidated gas. If you go down that road, you would literally, it splits Bold Springs, Parish Lane. If you go up Parish Lane, it dead ends into my driveway. You'd literally be at my house. Like
nice. And then Jesse Kraft lives out there.
And Jesse lives right at the fork, that duplex. My mom and dad live on one side, and Jesse rents from my dad.
Oh, nice.
So
that's
like,
awesome.
I know, yeah, like we're just one big family
conglomerate
unit.
right?
Yeah, so we just party all weekend. So yeah, we just kind of that's how it goes.
I'm glad he's doing good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's doing really good.
I remember random story before we go. I guess like me and my cousin.
He doesn't have long hair anymore though.
Oh yeah.
He cut his hair off.
Nice. It's probably for the better. Gets a little hot, you know. It's probably hard to take care of. So.
He's coconut oil in it.
Yeah.
He finally did that.
But recently. Like me and my cousin Willie, like we got into so many shenanigans, like me and Willie. But it always has to do with car troubles for some reason. But like we were going through Dixon. I can't remember what we were doing, but it was probably like maybe not even a week after I had surgery for a hernia. So it was hard for me to walk pretty far. So we were driving somewhere. Anyways, this car runs out of gas right there by the Renaissance Center. It's like right down in that valley. And he was like, all right, there's no easy way about this. We're either gonna have to walk uphill that way or uphill this way to get to a gas station. And I'm like sitting in the car like, you know, after surgery, I'm like, damn you, I'm gonna die. So like we get out of the car and we walk for maybe like 5 minutes. And then this car like honks going this way. And we look over and we're like, what's going on? And then they come up by us. And it was Jesse and at the time Allie. And they were going to an Unknown Henson concert. And they drove past us and Jesse was like, I think that's Willie. And so they come and pick us up. We go get gas and they drop us off.
Was this a couple of years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was at the Unknown Henson.
Oh, nice.
Oh my goodness, dude, that is
Unknown Henson, man.
Dude, he's super good. Yeah, I
they picked us up on the way.
It's such a small world. So how have we like known each other but not actually been in? I don't understand it.
Dude, life is weird.
Yeah, life is very weird. We're just gonna have to start hanging out more, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, you're stuck with me now. I'm an only child, so when I make friends, I make brothers. So that's part of it.
That's what it is, man.
So we're just gonna have to, we're gonna throw a hog on a pit this summer. We're gonna do fish fries. Seriously.
You start talking.
And like you're
speaking my language.
You're literally right there, so you have no excuse.
I'll be like,
except for maybe your job.
I'll be like,
but you also live very close.
Yeah. I'll walk outside the door and be like, I think somebody's roasting a hog.
I can run.
Is that you? Yes. Come on down. Just like.
You gotta have a conch shell or
but
whatever.
I was just saying we should have like a battle. People be like, what is going on? But then like 3 cars come out of nowhere.
The ground starts shaking and you're like, what is happening? And everybody's just like running to your house.
That's it.
That'll work.
Done.
Oh yeah.
Done.
Great. I like it.
Done.
Dude, nice. So to wrap this up, we're gonna put a link to your Facebook for right now.
Yes.
And then whenever you get a Bandcamp up.
No, Bandcamp's up. It's already up.
What is the other one?
Instagram, Twitter?
No, for your merch.
Oh no, yeah, I haven't put it up yet on my Bandcamp.
Oh, okay.
The Bandcamp exists, but it's just I haven't added the merch to it yet.
We'll put a link on there then.
Yeah, just do the Facebook, the Bandcamp, the Instagram, the Twitter. I'll send you all the links.
Yes, dude. And
just set it up. And you guys can follow us and tweet at us, I guess, or Instagram us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
do.
Is that a thing? I mean,
I hope so.
I
don't social media.
I don't even have a Facebook. I just have Instagram. So like a lot of the stuff I deal with is through Instagram. So I'll make sure that all of that stuff is on there.
Yeah.
I only Facebook because it's like a glorified family album.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a necessary evil for the band. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like you just, it's a game you gotta play.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's John. He usually takes care of the Facebook.
I don't even have a personal Facebook. Like
The
my
face
wife
space?
has one. Yeah, yeah. And then so I'm gonna make a
But,
page
I mean,
of yours, and then
Like
just-
we get a lot of views from that.
Yeah,
From
a lot
just
of our video
having a
views, yeah.
Facebook. So
Yeah, no, that's
Yes,
no,
they're
that's
evil, man.
what you gotta do.
Mm.
That's what you gotta do.
But heck yes. So we're
All
gonna
right.
post all those links.
Thank you guys. I want to say this.
Thank you so much for getting on here, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys having
Yeah.
me out and just hearing the nonsense that I have to talk about. It's just it's been a great time, and I appreciate it very much for the opportunity.
yeah.
Heck yeah, brother.
Well, you're welcome.
Edit out the bad parts, keep the good.
I'll do it.
Do a little bit of surgery on
Yeah. There might be some cosmetics in this video.
Yeah.
We'll just put a picture of Rufus, and,
Just be like,
and then we'll just.
we'll be right back. Yeah. No, it brought to you by Another Time. And we're back.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, heck yeah. Well, dude, thank you so much.
Thank you.